Greetings, everybody, and welcome back. It is the finale of our Marvel Champions Rise of the Red Skull expert campaign, just in time as the next campaign is around the corner. Galaxy's Most Wanted is coming up, so that's definitely going to be coming soon. But we're going to wrap up this campaign first. As you guys may remember, we have Wasp and Quicksilver versus Red Skull for the final scenario. Now, for the scenario, before we go into the actual scenario, some things I want to bring up first. There were a few mistakes I made in the Zola video. You can check in the YouTube comments. Quinn Carrier is a unique card, so both players can't play the Quinn Carrier. And there was one instance where I did a pinpoint strike. Then I took it back and redid the pinpoint strike, but I didn't take back the health from Zola, so I threw off the numbers there a little bit. It happens. It's unfortunate. It's just part of the game. Sometimes you focus on stuff, especially when you're like down here on like one camera. You may not realize, that you did the health already and stuff. So it happens. It's a mistake, but mistakes happen when you play board games. The other thing I want to bring on this video is ideas. You can post in the comments, message me on Twitter, wherever, about what kind of scenarios are people interested in seeing. We do have a Galaxy's Most Wanted coming, so that's definitely going to be one that I'm going to play. That comes with Rocket Raccoon and Groot. So we'll either play both of them, or maybe one of them and another hero. Maybe you have a specific scenario you want to see try it out. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below what heroes and what villains, modular sets do you guys want to kind of see played out, and I'll try and either do them live on stream or do them in a video up here on YouTube. So just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be interested in making those type of content for you guys. But with that, let's hop into the action in front of us. And the game's already been set up. So to recap, Red Skull comes, he's a 3 scheme, 1 attack for every side scheme. Red Skull's main thing is he has this whole side scheme deck. So every turn, he gets a new side scheme automatically. He comes into play with the Red House, which cannot take any damage while it's out. And when you thwart, you may use your attack instead of your thwart to bypass this particular scheme. Because of the delay counters that we got when we faced Absorbing Man, this already starts with an 8, so it's already halfway done. And we have 1 encounter card each from Red Skull's ability, plus a second encounter card due to each of us having a minion at the end of Zola's game. So we have 2. When you add in 1 from the actual round, we'll have 3 encounter cards each, plus everything else we have to deal with. So it's gonna be an intense one. Gonna shuffle up all the decks and let us hop right in to the game, and let's draw cards. So Giant Help, the power in all of us, power of leadership, inspiring presence, Ant-Man, and Giant Help. The Giant Helps aren't bad. The Ant-Man, I'm actually just gonna get rid of all 4 of those cards. Pinpoint, Moon Knight, and a Red Room Training. Okay. So no while to get Moon Knight's ability triggered, but he's still a good minion to get out. And we could probably play either a Pinpoint or a Giant Help. We'll see. For Pietro's hand, Civic Duty, multiple man, unflappable, energy, maximum velocity, and a double time. I don't want the civic duty. The maximum velocity I'm not that bothered about right now. Multiple man. I mean, he gives us blockers if we need some blockers to help. So that's not too bad. And I can do this to play multiple. I'll keep it for now just in case. I'll be running in a speed cyclone. Okay. Also, don't forget that we do have our upgrades, and we do have a tactical scanner still for Pietro, so he can use it and really give himself that advantage he needs. So first thing is, oh, I actually discarded 3 wild. Wow. So that's rough. She'll just put the Inspiring Presence, I guess, back into her deck from her girl power. I'm going to recover first, so she gains... these should be flipped, sorry. +1 recovery, so that's 4. And after you recover, exhaust to draw a card. Inspiring Presence. Okay. I'm going to play Moon Knight. I will probably use a Pinpoint Strike and a Giant Help. I'm trying to think. I can either play Pinpoint Strike to do, well, that won't do anything for me because of the red house. So if you had a thwarts for 2 of this, she flips to giant form and then does a red room training and Inspiring Presence for a giant help to do 4 more. That'll remove the red house. So the red house is gone, so now he can take damage. And we'll keep the Pinpoint Strike. Alright, Pietro's turn. Now Pietro's turn is 2, 3, 4. I'm debating here because I could play multiple men to get a bunch of blockers out. Keep ourselves like steady. They can stay on top and block. They can take 3 threat off the scheme, and then they can block and let Moon Knight kind of do his thing. But do I actually, yeah, 2, 3, 4, and then unflappable? I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to play multiple man. So multiple man's ability essentially pulls 1, and then that multiple man pulls the other multiple man. So we have all 3 multiple men are out. They'll all attack for 1 each. So that's, well, not attack, thwart. So that's 3 threat off the main scheme. And I'm going to just play it unflappable and recover for 3. And I'm actually going to stay down only so I can try and get more cards to build and hopefully have enough here that can help. So ready, draw Armored Vest, Expert Defense. Oh my god. Well, we can do stuff with that hand, but... Alright. So, Red Skull, he gets 2 on. When he gets, after that, don't know if I shuffle this, we'll shuffle this just in case. Gets a card. Hydra Patrol. Crisis. Comes here with 4. Okay. He attacks Wasp. I'll block with a multi-man, so it's 2 plus a boost. Exhaust the character you control. So I'll exhaust one of them, and then this one will take the damage and be defeated. He'll scheme against Quicksilver, so it's a 3 plus 2, 5. And then encounter card, encounter card. So Hydra Jet Trooper, Quick Strike for 2. Hydra Soldier. And another Hydra Jet Trooper for another 2. Jesus. Hydra Flame Soldier. Spreading Lies. Put 2 threat on each scheme in play. And then Insight 1 on the Hydra Regulator. So 15. Okay. That's a lot of minions. And a lot of... So we're going to play his discard 2 to draw 2. We're going to try and get some better... Not really happening here. I mean, we have the Always Be Running. But I don't really have anything I need. I think I may use the Tactical Scanner at this point. Just because I need something. Either maximum velocity so I can like at least chunk out some of this. In terms of Wasp's turn, I mean, she can Wasp Sting to do 4 damage and she could kill something. I'm like, this is actually a tricky area we got here. But yeah, I'm gonna use the Tactical Scanner. So I'm gonna put the cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, let's use a strength to get a hyper perception. Flip over to Quicksilver. Ooh. We'll just play an armored vest with an armored vest. Let's get that sorted out. I can probably use the double time to either... How much of a threat are these minions that we're dealing with here? They're not really that much of a threat. It's the scheming that's the issue. So if I play with a Genius at double time and remove 4th threat from here, and I thought for 2 ready, that each player starts to encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion and puts it into play, engage with them. Are there any even left? I can't put the Hydro Regulator because that will actually trigger the... So I'm gonna have to put 2 soldiers in. says each, right? Not just the first player. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think if it's best to I only have one attack damage, which isn't really that helpful. And we need to clear out all these a lot of these minions, but the threat is also literally one away. So 2 threat removed. 1 to play and always be running ready. So that's 2 off. 2 threat removed. 1 to play and always be running. And another 2 threat off. So we bring it down to 9. And I think that keeps us. So we'll be taking, what you do? It's got a support you control. I don't have any support. So I'm not bothered by that. I can defend one of these attacks just to get a free encounter card. So we'll see. Alright, Wasp's turn. I could make the call for like a squirrel girl, just to get like 1 damage across the board. But I don't know if that's really worth it. I can do this for 4 damage. No, I can't make the call with Squirrel Girl. I forgot, it's from the graveyard. Ant-Man. And I could play a Power Glove. So if I play a Power Glove, it does 1 damage. That's no, so it's 3, 7, 8, 9 damage. I can essentially kind of like spread out. I'm not saying that's how 8. If I had 9 damage, how could I spread it that it would be beneficial? 3, 6, 8, 1 to the villain. Yeah, maybe. So 2 to play a Wasp Sting. So it does 4 damage divided among enemies how I want. I'm gonna do 1, 1, and then 2. So he's gone. And then he has 1 damage. He has 1 damage. I make the call to play a Power Gloves on Moon Knight. Moon Knight will attack for 2 to kill this Jet Trooper. And then he'll use the Power Glove damage to do 1 to the god. I know I said to do it to Red Skull, but I think it might be best to deal with these minions. And then Wasp does 2 to the Hydra Jet Trooper. And that defeats the trooper. Alright. Got some defensive cards. Great. Okay. So I'm 1, 2, 3 because of the algorithm that we just drew. Sky Scheme comes to play. When revealed, each player discards the top 5 cards of the deck and places 1 threat here for each resource type. Physical, that's 1. Lightning, that's 2. Wild, that's 3. One, 2. So everything's at mental. So that's 4. No, it's 3. Sorry. Lightning, physical, wild. So that starts with 3. And we didn't discard what's it called, thank God. Is it for each one or for each type? Each different type. So mental, 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 energy, mental. That's 2. So 5. Okay. Attacks Quicksilver. For 2. I'll block. I'll spend a sidestep to do a never back down. So I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to a 2. 5 to a 4. I take no damage. So Red Skull is stunned. And then unflappable to draw a card. And then this to draw another card. And I'm ready. And then I attack for, I get hit for 3. And then I discard a support, but I don't have a support. So that doesn't matter. He tries to attack Wasp, but he can't. He's stunned. And then she takes 2, 4. Yeah, she'll take it. She'll have to go down next turn. And then there's no external counter cards, right? Nope. Another Flame Soldier. Exhaust a character you control for each side scheme in play. Well, there's 1 side scheme, so Moon Knight's exhausted. Alright. I don't think we're going to be able to keep this from flipping. The threat is just too much. And that's a problem. I could play Pinpoint Strike. I think it's best to instead play Quinn Carrier. Oh, I have to exhaust your alter ego and discard. That's even worse. Thwart for 2. No, don't throw for 2. Next that. Flip to alter ego. Exhaust this and discard 1. So she has to actually. That's rough. She can't even heal. Great. Well, I'm gonna definitely discard Brother Voodoo and a sidestep to play Accelerated Reflex. The +1 to play a Civic Duty. So now I have 2, 3, 4 defense and 2 thwart. I could do 3, 3 and get rid of that. I could attack twice. Tough call. I'm going to thwart, ready thwart. Brings down to a 1. Best I can do. The multiple men are just going to have to be blockers, potentially. In case of an emergency. In case of emergency, break multiple men glass. Friction resistance, unflappable, white tiger, warlock, and maximum velocity. Well, we got ourselves some cards here. Pinpoint, Falcon, Shang-Chi, Pin Particles, Inspiring Presence, and Make the Call. Alright. 2 on. No algorithm, nothing. Prison Camp. 6 on. And this lets you get a free ally into play. Oh, the scheme. That's the problem. So it schemes with a 3 plus 2. It's a 5. So it does advance. When revealed, reveal the top card of the side scheme deck and put it into play. And that is Hydro Reinforcements. Okay, this one comes into play with 2. Have to get to 22. And they will scheme 1, 2, so up to 4. He'll then attack me. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a card. Oh, that's a bit rough. Multiple man's gonna have to block that one. Wow. I could have actually took that. So instead, I still don't have a support. So I'll just block this to get my unflappable and upgrade to draw 2 cards. And ready. And I'll take 2 damage. Encounter card, encounter card. Insight 1 attached to a side scheme. When attached side scheme is defeated, deal the first player an encounter card. I'll put it on here. And Insight 1. And a Hydra Exosurgeon. Okay. Well. We have White Tiger to kind of help with the threat removal. So she can like... I don't know if it's best... Probably be best for Nadia to actually get rid of prison camps. Because she has more allies in her deck. Hydro Reinforcements discards a non-elite minion. Okay. Oh, and this, before I forget, he has tough. So if I can get rid of this one, I can get rid of him, and he's pretty chunky. 5 with a toughness. So do that, and then 1. I'm trying to see if there's any way for me to like gain another card. There isn't. I can go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 to play Friction Resistance. One, 2. None of those are gonna work in terms of like what I needed it to do. But we'll play White Tiger, discard 1 to remove 3 threat from That's because she can do this perfectly. 3 and 3 from here. He'll no, before we do that, discard 3 to play friction resistance. Doesn't matter actually. Thwart for 2 of this one. Well, this came out. When did this come out? Oh, this came out when I had this one was already in play. Prison Camps came out as the new one, and then when he schemed against her, against Wasp, that advanced it and that drew Hydro reinforcements. So I should have technically got 1, 2. So she should have got an extra encounter card. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Actually, I'll discard Power Gloves. Okay. Okay. I caught that mistake before we got into it. Anyway, so he'll thwart. That removes Hydro reinforcements. The player who defeats this. I just want to make sure I didn't throw any side schemes in here. Okay. So I'm going to discard this because he's not an elite. To get rid of the Exo Soldier. So he's gone. Ready. Three to remove, to bump this down to 3. Oh. Thwart to get rid of this one. So he gets himself an encounter card. But at least that's gone. This is gone. So all that's left is Prison Guard, which hopefully Wasp can take care of somehow. Now the question of the day is, do I flip down or not? That's the question. I think I might have to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Okay. Nadia has to recover, so that's before we recover, let us look for some cards. Pinpoint Strike and Giant Help. So she heals for 4. Exhaust this to draw a card. Alright, didn't really help. We got some plays here. We got some plays though. We got some play. Okay. I'm trying to think if it's better to go tiny form actually. In this case. Maybe not. Yeah, we'll go tiny. We'll play as Shang-Chi. I'm gonna spend this as a lightning. So that's gonna stun Red Skull. When I'm in tiny form, I draw a card. I'm gonna have Moon Knight thwart for 2 of this. I'm gonna make the call to bring Moonlight back. Since it's not from my hand, I can't use his ability, however. He'll then thwart for 2 again. to remove this last scheme. The player who defeats this searches the deck and discard pile for an ally and puts it into play. I am going to pull in Ant-Man. I will use I'll use Quint Carrier to play for Swarm Tactics because I have Ant-Man in play and Wasp. Change to your other form and ready your hero. So it goes to Giant and she readies. Oh, and because I removed one scheme when I was in Tiny, he takes 1 damage. Okay. So he was... So now you got 3 attack. Okay. So 3 attack against the Hydra Soldier. Defeats him. I do get an encounter card, but the Hydra Soldier is defeated. I want to make sure that wasn't a support. I'm like, oh god, imagine if I just screw myself that way. Okay. I'm going to discard Falcon to play Inspiring Presence. Play only if it then has the Avenger. Good. Ant-Man is healed and readied. Ant-Man still has 3 attacks, so he'll attack for 3. Against... Against him. Wasp will attack for 2, but she can split it, so she'll do 1 to him and then 1 over against this guy. Unfortunately, it gives me another encounter card. And then Shang-Chi will thwart for 2 off the main scheme. And then we'll discard this to play Quinjet. The Quinjet and Quint Carrier out. We have 3 allies out. We've cleared out all the minions in Wasp's side of the board. Now we just got to deal with this. This is a bit of a mess over here. And we have a lot of encounter cards to deal with. Alright, ready. Ready. Am I keeping the Helicarrier? No. So, encounter card because we have to. They're not with lineup. Quint Carrier, we know that's not a dead card in our hand. Sidestep, Servo, Minor Emergency, Medical Emergency. Always be running, and another multiple man. And then on her side, Maria Hill, Helicarrier, Nicholas Fury, Avengers Mansion, and the Wasp Helmet. That is a pretty not spectacular hand, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. First things first, 2 on. Side scheme. The Sleeper Awakens. First player is Pietro. So the Sleeper is awake. I'll have to put this... put that there. And I'm also going to put the Sleeper's health. I'm going to do his health differently because his health is a variable. 10 health. And he has toughness. God, retaliate, mourn, 3 attack, 1 scheme. Okay. Goes to schemes against me. It's a 3 plus 2, 5. 10. Adds 1, 2, 3, 4. up to a 14. Attempts to attack Wasp, can't for the stun. And then encounter card, encounter card. 3 cards, Jesus. Alright, Red Skull's Luger. Give him a gun. Surge, exhaust your identity card. Probably one of the worst cards to ever get as Quicksilver. Red Skull's right hook attached to Red Skull. Red Dreams, great. Flip an exhaust to remove Red Dreams. Hydra Flame Soldier, we're back at it. Hydra Extra Soldier. Give Red Skull a tough status card. Red Skull Schemes. 3 plus 2 is a 5. 19. Okay. Well, that was kind of... Talk about a messy. And the problem is I don't actually have any space to play any allies. It's kind of my issue here. Like I have all these like really good allies. Maria Hill, Nick Fury. But I don't actually have any room to play them. Let's think a bit. Let's think for a second. We can probably... So like... White Tiger removes 3. I can probably remove another 4. That's 7. Some sort of combination of here. It's like 8, 9. So I can remove like 9 threat, but I still have to deal with the Luger. And it's one of everything on both of them. Okay. So it looks like the plan is to get rid of 2 cards, play the helmet, flip over to... Does he have a tough card? He does have a tough status. Okay. Flip over to tiny form. Lightning, because it's wild. Mental, physical, to remove the Luger. I'm gonna have these... Oh, come on. Have these 2 attack to defeat this Flame Soldier. Oh, that doesn't work. Because it's not. Yeah. I forgot, it has to be Wasp specifically being the one who actually kills the thing, either with her attack or with an event, to actually pop her ability in tiny form. My mistake. Because when in tiny form gets a tiny trait and plus 1 the what, so that's 3. Okay. Can you do it? I can do it too, actually. I have to pop what's it called though. I have to wait and always be running if I wanted to do get rid of the retaliate. What? She'll throw for 3 of that. That's a no-brainer. Blip. There's the plan. I can't. Because the problem is I need the... lightning resource to be able to get rid of the retaliate. I can't. I need to use it. So I need to flip this to play and always be running readies. Okay. Can't play the Queen Carrier. We know that. So we can burn this to play a serval. Do I... Oh, I have this has been alter ego form. God. I can Quicksilver. I can block the sleeper, so I don't have to worry about his damage. I still have to deal with this 3 damage coming my way, plus his monstrosity damage coming this way. So I can have multiple men take on Red Skull, and I'll block the sleeper. Still doesn't solve the rest of the issue going on here. I think I'm gonna pop Civic Duty to thwart ready. Thwart. Whoa. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 6. So at least keep that down to a 7. So at least we keep the threat in check. And I'm gonna keep the sidestep just in case of an emergency. Okay. Ready. I take 1 damage from medical emergency. And we draw. We do have expert defense, so we could technically block it, but we have a never back down. Actually, that's more imperative. 1, 2, Electra. Alright. 2 on. There's no acceleration tokens. Yep. Draw a card. Sense of the Past. That's 6. All these get shuffled back and to make the deck again. Okay, he goes to attack Wasp. He's at a 1, 2, 3, 3 plus. I'm gonna have Shang-Chi block it. So it's a 3 plus nothing. Shang-Chi has been defeated. That's 2. Oh, that's actually bad for me. So the Quinja's gonna have to go to the Flame Soldier, but it's 3 damage. Goes to attack Quicksilver. Multiple man will block that one. 2, so that's a 5. Actually, no. Well, before 1, 2, 3. I'm at a what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I would have played another back down. It would be 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I had said it before, and I didn't realize that would have worked. Like I didn't realize. I forgot that I had that card in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that does block successfully. Readies. And he is stunned. So that'll at least help deal with that bit. And that's a lot of damage going on right here. Well, multiple mana has to take the sleeper damage. These two pop to draw some cards. And I have to take, I don't have any supports, and I do have a support in play. I take 3 damage. So I'm literally at 1 health. I don't think I added. I did. It was 7. So we no, sorry, that was after the fact. Okay. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Well, he's stunned, so that's gone. And each minion engaged with you attacks you. Great. She'll defend against the Exo Soldier. Never mind. She'll defend against him, so she doesn't lose the Queen Carrier. It takes 2 damage. Oh my god. Insight 1 attached to a side scheme. Another Exo Soldier. Great. Great. Okay. Well, isn't this doing splendidly? White Tiger will just throw for 3. Let's just get that over with before she goes away. I'm debating, do I play Helicarrier or do I play Warlock? Let's be honest, Warlock doesn't really do much for me right now. Does he? No, he doesn't. I'm gonna play these 3 to play Helicarrier. I'm going to... Oh, we have Squirrel Girl here to pop some of the tufts off. That's helpful. She needs Pinpoint Strike to really do her stuff. Yeah, he's gonna just thwart, ready, thwart. That's 4. So that removes this side scheme. Each player chooses up to 3 cards in their discard pile and shuffles them into their deck. Always be running. White Tiger. Never back down. And then she'll take into her deck. Well, there's a good chance I'm going to get whatever those cards are. So, ooh. Could get some money cards, but I don't really... Energy. Pinpoint Strike. Pinpoint Strike. I'm hoping that I can kind of like get a Pinpoint Strike next turn so I can chunk out the sleeper. This to play and always be running to ready. Flip down. Discard the top 5 cards. It's better. Discard the top 5 cards. That hurt. And recover for 3. That's all I can do. But I do have a helicarrier to give her. So that's something. Okay. So we gotta figure out what to do with all these minions. So I think what Ant-Man will, because she's tiny, she gets +1 attack. So 3 attack against this god. So he's defeated. That gives him the counter card. Then we'll play Electra using this wild to pay for the physical to deal 3 damage to this flame soldier. I'll use a pin particle and a helicarrier to play a squirrel girl and draw a card from the pin particle. Not the card I wanted to draw, but it'll have to do. So that does 1 damage to each enemy. So pop the tough, pop the tough, pop the tough. One damage on him, and then he's actually defeated. So we're cleaning out the flame soldiers. I'm just gonna put this over here because he's gonna attack for 2, she'll attack from 1. So that's 3 altogether. And that'll pop out this flame soldier. So all the flame soldiers are taken care of. Oh god. Oh, he technically takes his tough, also gets popped off from the attack. She needs to flip to alter ego. That's just but she really can't. If they go both alter ego, like this double scheme, it's gonna really mess it up. I normally in this scenario I would play biosynthetic wings, but I'm honestly thinking that I'm going to play. I would play Ironheart, but I think in this scenario I can't. No, I have to flip into alter ego. There's no way around it. Like I have to. I cannot. I can't not flip into alter ego. So in that case, is it better to play Ironheart and draw a card? And have a blocker? I think it is. I don't know. And then Electro attacks for 3 against this guy? No. Against him. Oh, sorry, get rid of that. Because that way, if I can play Pinpoint Strike next turn, I can kill the sleeper. She does take a vitality from that, unfortunately. And then Ironheart will thwart from 1 of the main scheme. This goes away. And I think we've cleared everything. Oh my god, we are barely hanging on, guys. Barely hanging on. Scarlet Wits, maximum velocity, adrenaline rush, never back down, energy, and then always be running. That's not a bad hand. Just gonna get the cards to play it. 2, 3, 4, 5. You may have seen I didn't discard this card just so I didn't draw the encounter card this turn. Alright, 2 on. Nothing else accelerating it. Side scheme. Mass Chaos has entered. 1 card. That's 1. Mental. 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 That's 3. Mental. Mental. So that's only a 2 on the Mass Chaos. However, she does get an encounter card, because unfortunately that did cause me to discard the last card in my deck. But 2 isn't terrible. Schemes against Pietro. 3. 3. Not bad at all. Schemes against her. Well, it's also another 3 from here. 3. 4. It's game over. Yeah. Because we have 3 plus 1 plus give him a tough and then scheme for 2 from the Exile Soldier. So unfortunately, we have lost, and our great heroes have been defeated by Red Skull. The reason I say this is because when you're playing the expert game, just said it. Each player who if the players lose this game, Red Skull conquers the world, and the players lose the campaign. So unfortunately, we ended up losing this campaign. It's actually the first time I've really lost the campaign in expert, and it's a bit of a shock, really. I feel like this campaign series didn't give a chance for me to look at Quicksilver and look at Wasp a lot more in depth. And I'll actually, just before I go into my talking point. Okay. We'll flip out here for a second to talk about it. I feel like that the issue that I've had with... So Quicksilver, initially, I was really high on Quicksilver. I thought he was probably broken, and that's just because the first few games I really got lucky with the cards I drew with him. But these games did show me some chinks in his armor. I still think he's really solid. He does take time to build. But like you can see, even with the defense, the protection setup I had like, even in the campaign, 4 defense without even playing any protection card. So in most cases, I could take any hit, really. And there were some times when I would normally be flipping down to Alter Ego that I didn't have to, because I knew I could probably survive. This particular scenario, the Red Skull one, does have a lot of minions on top of the Sleeper, on top of the Hydra Assault, the Hydra Patrol sets. It's a lot of minions. And I don't feel like either one of these characters specifically has a good strategy for dealing with minions. And I think that's the biggest weakness. Like, that's why I kind of had the laser cannon from the campaign, but I used that to essentially help us in the Zola fight, because the Zola has a lot of minions as well, but this one has more than I remembered it did have. And they have chunky ones, like, not counting the Sleeper aside, the Exo Soldiers are pretty tough. They're pretty big guys. 5 health, 2 toughness. Those are pretty beefy. I feel like Wasp's issues that I had with Wasp was she's very good at focused targets. Like next turn, if I didn't lose, I had the resources to pinpoint strike, take out the sleeper, no problem. And then I could have probably taken him out, do a wasp stain to take out another extra soldier. So she can do damage. The issue is it's very focus point damage, like a wasp, really. Just kind of like stings right here and does 7. Stings over here, does 5. She doesn't have an AoE potential. Even Pietro doesn't in a way. I didn't see. I don't know if I even saw it, really. There it is. Reinforced sinew. Because I'm like, without me having my two attack as Quicksilver, it didn't make any sense for me to attack the minions. Because I would be just poking them with 1 damage attacks. And unfortunately, in my deck that I built as Quicksilver, the only ally that's actually worth like a damn in terms of damage wise is Scarlet Witch, because she can do 1+. Nobody else can. Everybody else is like doing 1 damage, and that's not really helpful. There are more blockers to help me get Quicksilver set up. So I still think Quicksilver is probably. I mean, I'm playing him in protection, and he did really good. I can see him. You play him in aggression to do real tons of damage, even leadership. I mean, even justice. Then you just focus more on his cards and the attacking, and you let the justice cards kind of help with the thwart. But I still think he's really good. Definitely up there. Wasp. My biggest issue with Wasp is she has all these support cards. Wasp's helmet, biosynthetic wings, red room training, all these cool cards. But none of them ever really feel that impactful to me. And what I mean by that, I mean they're good cards. I'm not denying that they're good cards. They are really solid cards. But I'm just gonna pull some of them out just to make a point. Biosynthetic, there you go. Okay. Let's look at these 3 cards closely. I'll try not to like cover them with the camera. Okay. Red Room Training. While you're in giant form, you gain Retaliate 1, and tiny form, your base attacks gain Piercing. Those are both really good. Nothing wrong with that. That's of the 3. That's one of the solid ones. Biosynthetic Wings is the weakest one. Aerial might help if you're playing with cards that require you to be aerial, and you can exhaust it to prevent 1 damage. Okay. These are all 2 cards, so that is essentially two resources plus this, so 3 cards worth to play to get these abilities. The helmet is probably the best one. Gives you a throw and attack. That helps out the most. Get the most value out of that. Like Red Room is valuable, but how many times will Piercing actually come into play? How many times will Retaliate really help you in the long run? Overplaying a leadership ally, overplaying a Nick Fury, overplaying a pinpoint strike to do 8 damage and overkill. So like, that's the problem. I felt like in a lot of these choices, I was leaning more towards the event cards than these upgrades. That's my personal thing. So, unfortunately, in this multiverse, we have lost, and Red Skull has taken over the world with the Reality Stone, and we've been defeated. So, this campaign comes to a somber note to end it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a fitting end for our playthrough. But thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of our videos that we will be having with Marvel Champions. Thank you for watching.